Are bumps valid in this, like in a video part in street skating?
Bumps in the street. I think they're valid.
Do you?
But it has to be there.
Are bumps valid in the street?
I would say, like how Cody was saying, if it's there, it's valid.
Say I send this to Nigel Houston, and he takes it to a street spot and grinds a chest-high rail and puts that in a video part. Is that valid?
I mean, if it's chest high, I mean, I don't know. But if you take a ramp to a spot, it's kind of fugazi.
Okay, what if it's a rail that's only waist high to where you guys could skate that? Like Leo could like nose grind that from flat, but then like Anija puts it next to that same rail, but he does a switch heel flip front blunt.
Then I say we call Yuto and he does it without the ramp.
Wait, Corey, we didn't ask you. What do you think?
I think it's valid. I think for the most part, like whether you bought it, whether you brought it there, in most cases, I think it's fine. We got tagged in this story. Some guy, I forget his name, but we'll put it in here.
Yeah.
He went on this rant on his story about kind of like lightly poking fun at the fact that Elijah used bumps in his part.
But I imagine if you drive by that rail before, you have to look at it and be like, oh my God, could you imagine if there was a bump up to that and someone grinded it? So it's kind of sick that he did it. I do think it's funny to like tease him about like the hiding of the bump. Like just, you know, like there's a bump, man. It's not a big deal. BYOB, a bring your own bump, or a burl bump. I actually think Elijah needs to get with Keen Ramps and they need to design a signature Elijah burl bump. They could do like, it could be wood, but they could do like a fake like diamond plating like design on the top, like maybe a sticker or like some sort of engraving on the top of it. Maybe they can even paint like propped up boards on the front. I think it would be a home run.
Well, I kind of want to just like really dive into, are bumps valid in the street and what makes it valid and not valid? Because when people put up grates, they're like, yeah, it's a spot. When people like put a piece of like concrete or marble and then kick their board under it, they're like, yeah, it's a spot. Sometimes it's just like pallets and junk and a sign and just stuff.
I think the reason why it's even up for debate ever is because like a grate or like a sign, all that stuff you find out in the streets. But once you start fabricating it like at home or in a shop, then that's when I think people start to question the authenticity of like, are we still street skating?
Yeah, so Elijah used a bump for that really gnarly rail, the one up, across, and down.
That wasn't a grate?
No.
Oh.
That was like, it was stacked up signs with like sandbags and boards, but the boards were like...
Oh, I literally thought it was a grate.
That was the point.
Okay.
Was to kind of like fool you.
Oh, okay.
But at the end of the day, it's not that different from if like he hit us up and we just brought a kicker.
No, it's not.
But then if it was a wooden kicker, people would be like, oh, that's not street skating. What if it was like a fresh, crispy Keen Ramps kicker?
Right.
And it was like, clearly they bought that or they were given that. The trick's hard no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what he went off of.
Yeah.
Even if it was, they made the kicker big enough.
Even if it was a ride-on grind, dude.
Exactly.
It's gnarly.
That's a fucked up ride-on grind.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to discount what he did by any means. I fully think that like some light fabrication, some like Steve Barra-ing spots, if you will.
Yeah.
It's kind of okay in my eyes.
Yeah, because I mean, he got a lot of shit for that back in the day. And I mean, again, I don't really care either, but this is like a conversation that happens in skating very often.
It's a hot debate.
Yeah.
And people have problems with it.
But it's also like always a hot debate. Like it's not just
Yeah.
now, it's like always been a hot debate throughout like all of skateboarding history to like question the authenticity of like, okay, is this valid? Is this still street skating? You know, so it's more like, it's not, this isn't like a critique on any of the tricks in his part. What it is,
Or the ability.
I would say that it's more so a critique on like the opinions and like the ethics
Totally.
of what we abide by when it comes to street skating, like what's valid and what isn't.
Totally. As skateboarding progresses and we need to figure out how to doctor up and make new spots and make spots more skatable, sometimes they need something. Like, how's that so different than, you know, cutting off a bear trap, cutting knobs, bondoing cracks? Like, you're doing all these things to make it easier. It's already hard enough. Even when it's perfect and built for skateboarding at a skate park, skateboarding's still fucking hard.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with like treatments to make it a little easier.
I mean, Bondo's a good point for doctoring a spot. You have to go and buy that, and you're kind of like manipulating the spot to make it like.
Nah,
Bondo's a good point.
Crack's not like an obstacle though.
No,
Wrap
it isn't. But you're modifying the spot to make it easier to skate.
Yeah, but
It's your intentions too.
you're not using that crack to get up on a fucking rail.
No, but you're using it to have smoother runway so that you can pop properly.
So all that being said, this long-winded, like light-hearted debate, we are gonna make a disguised kicker ramp. I got this piece of diamond plating. It's kind of abrasive when you're going really fast at it. So in true street skater fashion, we bondoed it, and I'm gonna sand it down a little bit, and then we're gonna take it to some spots. All right, so we're at the first spot. Thankfully, it's right next to the shop. We got in the car for what, 30 seconds?
Yep.
And we're here. Almost 4 feet tall. Yeah, and our kicker is
A foot and a half.
yeah, close to a foot and a half, maybe 16 inches. So we're still bumping up, what, like 2.5 feet?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's still hard.
Yeah.
It's not, like, who's gonna skate this without this? This is not a spot without this.
Bikes.
Yeah, or maybe Tiago.
Yeah.
Switchback.
Tiago could switchback tail this for sure.
Probably switchback nose blunt.
Why hasn't he?
Actually, good point. I mean, like,
Why hasn't he not skated this? Yeah, it's perfect. It's not that bad. It basically looks like a
it
ledge.
looks playful.
Yeah.
It's funny because I think I brought our wedge here before,
Uh-huh.
like our classic one, which is only 10 inches tall.
And it still seemed big.
It felt big.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this looks like not playful, but
Let's give it a go. Hit a no slide.
can I like warm up?
No.
No warm up?
No warm up.
My neck's a little kinked. My arches are sore. I gotta get in the groove.
What?
I'm like not warmed up in the slightest. Okay, just gotta get used to it. Gotta feel it out. Oh, just hanging on by a thread.
Are you good?
Yeah. Okay, that's all I needed to like get in the right headspace.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, dude. Nice. That was sick. You went all the way to the end.
Yeah, it just like it had the momentum.
That was
I feel like
sick.
It's like ever so slightly downhill.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Nice.
I wish I had more tricks that were like easy for me.
Yeah. I feel it.
I'm probably done.
That's fine. Oh god, I'm fucking over this already, dude. I'm like so over it. Not even gonna be that much effort, but it's like so much more than I want to put into it right now. Putting it frontside.
Okay.
Like I forgot that I don't have to do this.
So you're just gonna push uphill through the broken glass,
Uphill.
over all this, across
You're
the
really gonna go
bumps.
this uphill.
It's a slant.
Oh god.
What do you think?
That does suck a little bit, but I think it can be done. I almost fell off.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, Corey and I both just about lost our fucking minds at the last spot because we were both struggling on 50-50. So I think we're gonna end this video, end up feeling like ramp in the street is valid.
Yeah.
Because, dude,
Even a professionally fabricated ramp, when you're jumping on bigger stuff,
yeah,
it's scary, man.
yeah.
Like, I was like borderline mental breakdown. You were losing your shit. We're just trying 50-50s on a ledge, mind you, that is like
That has angle iron
it's
on it.
skate park caliber.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's also crazy though is that like for whatever reason, the ramp is what was scaring me. Like, if that was like an outledge or something, I wouldn't have felt as scared. Like, I don't know what it was about the ramp that was making me feel so weird.
As soon as, to answer that question or that anecdote, as soon as you have a ramp, like, pop is now like less predictable. The most predictable pop is flat, smooth ground.
Right.
And then after that, when you start throwing in hills and slants and different factors or a ramp, it's like your pop is less predictable.
Well, and it was just like so, we had it on top of that little block, so it was taller and like more abrupt. It's just like, I'm not a bump guy either, so it's like, I'm just not, I don't really even like skating and stuff like that because I'm scared of it.
I'd say you're a bump skater.
Barely. Not really, dude.
All right, I'm not gonna psych myself out. I'm just gonna go right into this. The point of this video is not to see gnarly skateboarding. The point of this video is to show you that you can make spots in the streets with ramps.
Right.
So here's another one. All right, just feeling it out. Okay. That was so much effort. Further validating the fact that bumps in the streets are A-okay.
I mean, this rail is cool, and this would be like a cool spot to bring a bump to, but that ground kind of ruins the spot, honestly. Honestly, dude, this might be too low to require a bump because I feel like someone like Dylan would have skated this from flat.
For sure.
You know?
All right, so all of this is a lot harder than we thought. Turns out we're not good skateboarders. We're trying to show up for you guys. We're trying to at least salvage something here and show how a
ramp can be
street
beneficial.
bump, yeah, BYOB, can work out in the streets. Look at this spot. It just so happened that there's like a metal grate there. I popped it up, I bondoed it. It's ready for a nice little wall ride.
Yeah, the metal grate would awkwardly be right next to the fucking
It might be.
edge of the concrete.
Why not?
And it's angled that way.
It's kind of straight with this pathway.
Dude, metal grates are always on sidewalks and they're always running with the sidewalk.
This is a sidewalk. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of hop on, hop off.
All right.
I think if I just ollie and then kind of point down, I'll just kind of ride down it.
Don't ollie into it like...
I'm gonna like ollie into it like light-footed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Swerving is weird.
You got spooked?
Yeah. Okay, it's there.
That was good. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
Nice.
Felt so much easier than I was making it up to be in my head, which is like the theme of all of this.
Right.
Hey, look at this. Should we move it? Oh shit! Let's get it nice and white.
Nice. Oh, that was so good. All right, conclusion.
I'm gonna stick to curbs and things that are like below my ankle bone.
Yeah, stay in your pay grade.
I have a lot more fun, and I don't get this tired, and I don't feel like a jackass like I do right now.
Yeah.
But
That was good though.
it felt good.
That little the crook.
All in all, I think bringing a bump to the streets makes spots, it unlocks spots. One,
Yeah.
it makes things just like more fun, and it allows you like a creative element.
Except when you're losing your mind on fucking 50/50s.
Yeah, but you know, I will say, I like when, you know, like Jeff Rowley, he made that giant rail that went over like it was like a dock to dock gap.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a fabricated rail.
Yeah.
But it's like,
He also used a ramp to frontside flip the LA River. Remember that?
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
People have been doing it forever, man.
Yeah,
You know, whatever.
I think it's A-okay.
Yeah.
Conclusion,
I agree.
I hope to see more.